But when I say my timekeeping is that bad, I have a track record for missing flights. That genuinely has happened to me so many times. So quite recently, I had to catch a flight, and I asked my dad to drive me to the airport, and he said, "What time's your flight?" And I said, "My flight is at 6 a.m. on Friday." So he said, "Okay, well, I'll take you to the airport on Wednesday, so you might just make it." So it's also the first time I've ever flown by myself. You know, most people who like to go on a lad's holiday. I don't really like people, so I just go by myself. And I'm stood there in the line to check in with my suitcase, and I'm starting to get a bit nervous because, like I said, I've never flown by myself before. And in front of me is the world's most annoying hen do. There's about 20 of them, 30 of them, and they're all wearing sashes. So you got like the mother of the bride, best friend of the bride, sister of the groom who doesn't really want to be here, but she's been told that she has to be here anyway. And they're all just, they're whooping and they're cheering, and half of them are going, "Sisters!" And the other half are going, "Girlfriends!" And I'm like, you can't be both, that's not allowed. So after about 20 minutes of just hearing, "Sister, girlfriend, sister, girlfriend, sister, girlfriend," the girl in front of me, who I later established was the bride, said what I can only quote as being the best thing I've ever heard. She turned to her friend and said, "Oh no." So straight away, I have just paused the music I'm listening to, and I'm like, "Ooh, something juicy's happening." She said, "Oh no. I've picked up my nan's passport by mistake. Do you think they will mind?" "Oh, I think they'll mind." So, as we've got through, you get to the front, I've been called to the desk to the left, they're at the desk to the right, I can't hear it. You know, and I do feel bad for the girl. She's probably really, really planned this. However, you're an idiot if you think you can fly with your grandmother's passport. So I just really wanted to see what was happening down there. Got through the airport, through passport control, through duty free, etc. And I'm doing that thing that you do when you go to the airport and you don't really know what else to do because your flight's in 2 days. I sat in Wetherspoons. And Wetherspoons at the airport I can only describe as a zoo. You just sit there watching people. And I had the hen do sat pretty much right opposite me. Now, like I said earlier, there was about 20 of them. At this point, there was 19. There was one very, very, very key person missing. They're on the phone to her. "Don't worry, Lucy. We'll make the plane wait for you. Ride or die till the end." I don't know if you've ever been on a plane before, but it doesn't work that way. Especially on a Ryanair flight. So they're all sitting there, they're on the phone to her, trying to give her sort of ideas where she can look in the house for the passport. She's got 2 hours before the flight, she might just make it. And somebody said to her, "Why don't you just pretend to be your nan?" And I'm like, we've already established that this is not going to work. Because if you looked anything like your nan, you'd be on the flight. So eventually, it's come to time to board. And it's just my luck when you think about it. I've ended up sitting right in the middle of the hen do again. I've got mother of the groom who doesn't like the bride sat to my right, who's actually kind of happy that Lucy's no longer there. I've got an empty seat to my left. And then across from me, I've got the 3 ugly sisters. I mean, that was literally what was written on their sashes. So, yeah. So we're sitting there, we're on the flight, we're on the plane, we're waiting for it to take off. You know, you're sitting there and it's just really boring, and you read the back of the seat over and over again, just, in case the plane crashes. And they say, you look for your nearest exit. I'm going to be honest, it's that way or that way. Like, you don't need to read it 3 or 4 times, it's that way or that way. But I had nothing else to do. And then the pilot said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We will be departing slightly late, as we are currently waiting for one passenger who is currently in the terminal." And then shit got interesting. Up and down the plane, you've got people moaning that they're going to have to wait, but all around me, all I'm hearing is, "Oh, did she make it? She's made it. Oh, Lucy's going to make it. Oh, we're going to have the best time. Oh, Zanti's not ready for us." Trust me, Zanti is ready for you. So they're there, they're getting all amped up, they're getting all excited, and then at the front of the plane, you see a bit of movement, heads are going, and then who should step onto the plane but Lucy's gran? And I'll tell you what, I was in the same hotel as them, and she was my favourite person on that hen do. She was lovely. And she was also the best holiday shag I have ever had.